Evening. All right, good evening. I'll call to order this housing, Law, Ordinance, and Human Resources Committee meeting on the agenda tonight. We're going to discuss a change to council rules to include electronic delivery of council packets, and I'll give the floor to Mr. Miracle, who has the information regarding this.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, I need to go. Oh,
I will turn the first portion over
yeah.
to...
Might as well just send it right to me first. Oh, are we recording right now? Are we live? My apologies, I didn't realize we were live yet. Okay, so I've been pretty clear from the very beginning that we were really hoping to, with my office, make sure that we are acting responsibly when it comes to, our environmental impact. There's been a few changes that have been made to the delivery of packages to council members, starting last year, including the provision of the packages via email to everyone, come Friday afternoon. There's going to be some other changes that Ken is going to discuss that our office is looking to make, but prior to being able to make those, the law department suggested that we make some changes to the standing rules. I went ahead and prepared just a quick printout with the specific section that needs to be changed. As the rules are currently written under President of Council, the specific language says, "The clerk of council shall cause a complete packet of proposed ordinances, resolutions, committee reports, letters to council, etc., to be delivered to each member of council by 2 p.m. on the Friday prior to the immediately preceding each Tuesday meeting of the Norwood City Council." The first thing that we need to change is that 2 p.m. deadline, just because the packets are never ready by 2 p.m., not for lack of trying by my office, but that there's always some last-minute change needed or just waiting on a last-minute ordinance or resolution from the law department. The court rule is that everything is supposed to be to my office by 10 o'clock on Friday. Inevitably, there's always something that's last minute. So just to ensure that everyone gets the most current and updated information possible, we suggest that that time be changed to end of day on a Friday. That still gives everybody plenty enough time to review the packages over the weekend. And 2 o'clock in the afternoon, most of the council is still working anyway and can't see it till they get off of work. So that really doesn't make much true change to the information that you guys are getting. The other suggested change was specifically suggested by the law department. They suggested that we put something in there about the delivery of the packages being allowed to be electronic. So I provided some, suggested language, just indicating that the packet would be delivered or made available to council members, either through physical or electronic means. Just trying to make sure that there's enough openness there to really accomplish, the delivery of the information, however that may be, from now, until. So the suggested change, I went ahead and put that in the printout too, just indicating clerk of council shall cause a complete packet of proposed ordinances, resolutions, committee reports, letters to council, etc., to be delivered or made available to each member of council by the end of day on the Friday immediately preceding each Tuesday meeting of the Norwood City Council. Delivery or availability of the packet may be accomplished through physical or electronic means. And just for ease of review, I made sure that the language that I changed is underlined and bolded, just so that you guys can see that a little bit easier. So that's what I had for you today.
Mr. Bones?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think this is, I guess I should be looking at you to raise my hand. Sorry about that, Mr. Tracy. So, I think this is, so there's two things here. First, the civic clerk, I think this is a good step forward. Some do have some concerns. I don't think every member, I'll let you all speak up, but when we talked about this last time, it seemed like not every member of council would be able to practically have a laptop with them or something with them. So if these are done through, and I don't think they necessarily, I think that there could be some parallel paths here. I don't think it has to necessarily, but have you thought about that? Have you talked to the council member? Have you talked to people to see what the thoughts were on that? Or do you all have any opinion? Would we basically still have physical packets when we get to the meeting? Or would you say that, would it all be on civic clerk during the meetings?
Well, we haven't gotten that far yet. The president of council is going to talk a little bit about civic clerk. In regards to your question specifically, though, I think that it's, first and foremost, I think it's time that, council really joins up with technology as it is. It is incredibly irresponsible, as far as I'm concerned, for our office to consistently use as much paper as we are. It's not good for the environment. It's not good for, the financial bottom line. I understand that some council members are a little bit more, comfortable with paper packets. I'm not saying that something wouldn't be available specifically for someone who needs it, but there are plenty of ways to get the information electronically, even if it's not on your laptop. I know there's options to get, you can have your e-reader, your Kindle, your phone. There's all different kinds of options there. So while personally I recognize that there has been some reservations from some of the council members, I really believe that it is just one of those things that this is going to happen at some point. And I think it's really our responsibility, in representing the city to make sure that we are acting as responsibly as we can, financially and for the planet.
I think, just to piggyback on what Maria said, I believe there are folks that would prefer the paper, and if that's, I'm not opposed to that at all. I think that there might be a transition for people that, I think once they might start doing this, they might say, okay, this is great, and, we could use that. But I think if you want a paper packet, then that's, I'm not here to tell, a council member, how they should conduct their business. What we're just trying to say is a couple things is, it's a tremendous amount of work for Liz. I think there's been packets the last 2 or 3 weeks. I think we counted over 160 pages each week. I think, but what I'd like to focus on is the transparency piece of this to our residents. Right now, we have a sunshine email list, right? And I think periodically people will call and they want to add on there. The agenda management system that we've reviewed 3 of them. Civic Clerk is the same one that does the C-Click Fix. They're same company. Currently in this area, Coleraine Township, Delhi Township, and Amberley Village use this product. And they've told us, here's the name, number, give them a call, see what they think, and you can go on their website and kind of see how it would look. So kind of moving forward, that's why I gave you guys a copy of this. I just want you to review it, take a look at it, give us your thoughts. You certainly don't have to have a paper copy, but I think if that's what you want, but I think if you take a look at this, there's a lot of nice things in here that I think make it transparent for everyone involved. And you can put them on your website. We've gone on to the others and checked their websites and things like that. So it's pretty much, I emailed it to you, and then I brought you a copy tonight. Review it when you can. Didn't expect you to, we just sent it to you, so review it at your leisure, and certainly we can ask questions. We could even have Hannah from We would have to do a virtual meeting with her, but that's what you would like to do. But I just wanted to put it out there for everybody.
I apologize. I think it's just important to note that no matter what happens in the future in regards to whether we go with this product or not, these changes still need to be made to the council rules.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't see any issue with the council change, I don't see any issue with the council rule changes, unless there's council members that want to ensure that there's a physical delivery of a packet for people that want it or something like that. But I mean, for me, there's no issue with the changes that are suggested.
And this change does still, protect that. So it does just indicate that it can be produced, that the packets can be produced in either way.
Right, but it doesn't give so I guess the thing is, the way it reads to me, so it says, the clerk shall cause a complete packet, a complete packet, and then it gives the different things, to be delivered or made available to each council member by the end of day on the Friday immediately preceding each Tuesday. So then it says, delivery or availability of the packet may be accomplished through physical or electronic means. So to me, it kind of gives the choice to the clerk on whether it's physical or electronic, or both, I guess. And again, to me, I don't want to speak for other people, I don't have any issues with it, because I like getting the email packets. I like having the physical ones, I like getting the email ones. I think the civic clerk thing is going to be great during the meeting, so yeah, no issues for me, but I don't know if Mr. Gabbard or somebody else, if you'll want.
The way that the rules are currently written already, has it open in the same way that you're concerned about, Mr. Ponsel.
And we just thought the 2 o'clock.
What does the current rules say?
It's right above.
Oh,
Yep.
It's the underlined part.
And it says 2 o'clock. And that's-
Yeah, it still is indicating,
Oh, yeah, we
it doesn't
would
say
like
who's
to.
making that decision on how it's done, it just said that it will be done, so, same thing.
Well, but it says, though, to be delivered currently to
Yeah.
each member of
Yeah.
council. So this new one would say that the delivery, again, I just want to make sure everybody's, I want to make sure that members of council are well informed before they come to the meeting, and that they, have the packet in some way. It was extremely inconvenient, because I would forget to get it sometimes, or at least not till later, whenever we had to just pick it up at the police station. It's nice having it brought to us, because, we're all really busy people, so.
Yeah, Liz delivers them most of the time. I
Yeah.
think this one was done by the police department.
Yeah.
But now that they're being scanned, but I think of that original part, they weren't being scanned and sent to us by email. So now that I have it by email, I don't really care if I get it day of, because I review it on my phone, but,
There's a lot of personnel time that goes into also having, printing out everything, putting the packets together, dropping them all off. It takes Liz 2 full business days usually to put everything together.
Oh.
That's a lot of time that could be, presented to, to other things.
yeah,
that could be done.
that's true, for sure. So,
I kind of had the same concerns, it says, or make available, maybe I'm just reading too much into it.
And the
Because
reason why
it
it's-
almost seems like if she just kind of puts them out on the table, we can just go pick them up. If they don't get emailed out, or, but
If I may-
I'm gonna leave up hopefully a good faith effort or a good faith gesture that if we leave this the way it's worded, that we'll still be able to obtain the packets in a.
Yeah, we'll continue to do this.
Yeah.
Because
The only
I
reason
think
why
the
it
clerk
says
does.
or made available is because if we do take on this program, the way this program works is that it would be up on that site and you just log into the website and get it once it's available. So that's the difference, is that, or made available is so that once it's uploaded to that website, you'll be able to go in there and get it. So I don't know if you get an email saying, hey, it's available, but that was just a cover-all basis, just to let you know that it will be, there. So, and not only available for, council members, but also available for our residents to go in and see copies of the ordinances. We send out copies of the agenda, and we do upload, I believe, copies of packets onto the website, but that takes a little time. The website, the way it is now, doesn't sometimes the PDFs are too big to put on there. So at least this way, then it'll be available not only to council members, but to the general population when they want to see what an ordinance says or what a resolution says. So it's the same kind of thing.
And as you take time to review this, part of the civic clerk management system is if there's a resident that wants to know every time this committee meets, they just check and put in their email, and anytime anytime a meeting is up, it's straight to them. So they could do all committees if they like, or just the ones that they choose, or you could do council meetings as well. So I think it gives a little bit of flexibility.
I'm okay with reporting out the terminology as it is, as long as the other two with me are okay with it. As far as the civic clerk, I think that needs to be moved to committee of the whole. Because I don't think we need to put anything in council rules for that, as most of this language here covers that. So I think taking the civic clerk portion of it to committee of the whole would be a little better than in this committee.
Yeah, we were, I spoke to Mr. Moore, and he said, anything, changes to.
Yeah, this has to go to law and ordinance.
It has to go through law and
rules.
ordinance.
Correct.
Yeah, you're right there.
Language does. I think the civic clerk portion of it.
Yeah, so you were right. I mean, you were fine to do.
And we thought while we were here,
Yeah.
and we had, had your time, we would let you know what we're thinking and what we've been working on. We've had several virtual meetings with different management systems, and this was the one that kind of stuck out to us. But
So have we thought, has there been any discussion with the building department to add the planning commission and BZA to this?
and that's all things you can do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we get an unlimited board, so I have a feeling that it would be,
Yeah, you're right, James, it's, and we talked about that, you could put the BZA on there, any, the.
yeah, and it has unlimited users and unlimited storage, so, I mean, there would be no extra cost to the city probably to have them added to it, which might be a good thing. And then in any other board that might want to use this.
Right.
I mean, so, yeah, to me it seems good as long as, again, so during the meeting then, so let's talk about that. So will you expect, I mean, are you going to be like having everything pulled up on a laptop, or you can still have your normal agenda? Like, she'll probably be on the laptop because the minutes,
Yes.
entering the minutes.
Yeah, she'll definitely be on the laptop. What I would like to do is to, there's training involved in this, but I want to get to a comfort level. I would probably do both for a little while, and when I get to it where I feel like I think it's fine, because I certainly would like to get rid of all the paper, and I think I've already filled up the cabinet just of the meetings in the last 16 months. But I think when you think about this, it's important from a transparency point of view to the residents, and I think once there's a comfort level with this, you might choose to do it like that. So this is just an option that we've looked into and wanted to present it to you and give you the opportunity to review it, and you can certainly go on their website. I think Liz may have even reached out to one of the, I think it was an Amberley Village phone number. But she gave us names and phone numbers of people to call and to just, ask them. She's like, hey, here you go, ask these folks how they feel about it.
And we should probably note that this program is approximately a third of the cost of the other programs that we saw. And our first year is higher than what the later years are going to be. The first year includes additional training and additional time with their case managers. And then as later years come by, you still get some trainers available, but it obviously is not as intense as when you're setting up the program. So it'll go down by like 40% after the very first year. So it's a drop in the bucket compared to what the other programs were running. And I believe, Ken, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this the same program that the school board uses?
No, they use
Board docs or.
Board Docs.
Board Docs, okay.
And that's the sister company to one of the ones that we had looked at as the
okay.
second one.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
But some of the costs, there's one in particular I just thought was, out of line. That's why, this is what I do for a living, so I got at least three. You like to have at least three people to talk to and then see where they're at. And if you got two here, actually they had one that was really high and then the other were a little more comparable. But
Yeah.
but yeah, we've done our homework, and I think once you guys have the opportunity to look at it, and then like Mr. Dracy said, we can put it in the committee of the whole, and we can review this, and we can even have we can get a screen. And I think Hannah lives, the rep that we were speaking to that does these presentations lives in Tennessee, so we have to do a virtual meeting. But I was encouraged by what I saw, and I think just ask for your time and take a look at it.
Yeah, I think we can report out the language to full council for a vote to make those changes at the next meeting, and then we'll go through with the civic clerk with the committee of the whole.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Sounds good. Thank you, gentlemen.
I'm okay with with us getting it digitally, like sent out on Friday digitally. As long as we have the packet here, like at our desk when we get here for council meeting, so we can go through that paperwork, instead of trying to look at everything on your phone. Now, what I would like to ask the mayor is, we asked him at the last council meeting, the stimulus money that we're getting, where is that going to go? And I don't think there was any answers to that, but I think that technology should be a part of that. And maybe look at some sort of a laptop for each of the council people, that everything goes on, that also has all of our, the ORC, all those kind of things that we can pull up right here. And, and the internet, so if we need to, look at something as we're discussing it, I think that would be a good investment, along with upgrading the microphones and video and just media. So when somebody comes to present, we don't look like we're still in 1980. It's nice when somebody comes to present and, the media formats are there, that, there's a screen, there's connections and all that. And right now it's, hey, do you have this? Do you have, oh, we don't have that. Or if we'd have known, we'd have maybe got a hold of something. Yeah, all that should be available. But I think that'd be a great idea. And then, it gets passed, as each council, those get passed, and wouldn't be that expensive.
I think that's a great idea.
Because the other thing is, I don't necessarily want to put this on my own computer and then somebody do a
Records request.
a records request that they can look at just anything else by chance. I don't know how specific and all those kind of things, but I prefer to have just that laptop and that's all that's on there, is to where we can pull this up, we can pull up if we would have to, Google something, but all the other ordinances are on there, all those kind of things are on there that we could pull up. I know James is pretty handy at that. I see him pull up a lot of things during the meeting and to be able to reference it. And I think that is a benefit. And then once we got to that point, then maybe you have 2 paper packets, just in case somebody's computer's not working, there's a malfunction, they still have all the information there. But, I would just say we have paper packets that are, just sitting on our desk when we get in the council that Tuesday. Other than that way they don't got to be delivered, we don't have to pick them up. We got them digitally that you can look at over the weekend. That's just my opinion.
Thank you, Michael. That's all we had. We appreciate your time.
All right, well, if If nobody else has anything, we'll adjourn this meeting then.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.